Since you started Mock-Up Mocktails, what kind of changes have you seen in the market?
Oh, I've seen it really change a lot, even in the last 3-6 months. And we're seeing so much more competition come into the market, so many more players. And it's interesting to see some are more economically motivated than others. So now I think for people who are just coming into this market, it's confusing. You know, they don't know what's good. They don't know sort of what they like, what they don't like. So it's a lot. It's overwhelming. Personally, I put in thousands of dollars, I feel like, of research, trying all the products that are out there, and I'm still overwhelmed. So
it also seems that there's been a change in kind of the messaging and the marketing, right? Like there seems to be, it used to just be geared towards maybe just women, right? And oh, this is a nice alternative, but there seems to be a change in that now.
Absolutely. I sort of see it along 3 categories. So one is we're starting to see the alcohol-free industry overlap with the diet and wellness industries, and that's where we're seeing sort of more gender-targeted marketing there. And there, not only there's no alcohol, we want no sugar, we want no calories. We're putting in adaptogens, we're putting in functional mushrooms. So it's very wellness-focused. Then we have sort of the copycat category, and these are the ones that are trying to replace alcohol. So in this category, I think it's sort of filling in the fastest because there's a limited number of cocktails for us to copy, and there's really a big variance of quality in that one. But it's also really cool to see. There's a lot of really good stuff there. Yeah, and then the third one, which is my favorite approach, is a more culinary approach. So it's not about deprivation. It's not about dieting. It's not about trying to copy cocktail culture. It's about sort of just being curious and making potions and redefining what makes an adult beverage, you know? It's sort of well, how would prunes and chilies and salt taste? I don't know. Let's try it.
I hope that is a combination that you have.
Yeah, have you tried that? I feel like plums and chilies and salt. Maybe with prunes, too.
Amazing. Well, speaking of potions, I feel like you have...
So I made this for you to prove a point. And the point is that it's really cool that the economy around this is exploding right now. We know we should be drinking less. It's awesome that there's more options. Love that. There doesn't always have to be an economic transaction.
You don't have to buy something.
No. Whereas with alcohol, unless you're a home brewer, you always have to buy something. With mocktails, I made this for you just out of things that I had sitting around my house. So
what is it?
Cranberry orange herbed shrub. There's a little apple in there. I put in some peppercorn. So just to prove a point that I think the most exciting thing about mocktails now is that we get in there. It's just some shrub and soda. It's just that we can kind of go back to playing with potions, like when you're a kid.
Also,
you know?
A shrub to a lot of people is a little bush.
A decorative landscaping bush?
What is a shrub?
A shrub is a drinking vinegar. So this is a technique that you can learn, and I think a lot of people find mocktails overwhelming, but it's really just a few simple techniques that you can master, a shrub being one of them.
And I mean, I've taken one of your classes before, and I've heard from you on Radioactive, from following you online, that it's really easy, but I didn't actually, until you do it, you don't know how easy it can be.
Yeah.
And a shrub, maybe somebody thinks that's complex, but there are other things that people can do to make mocktails at home, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's simple syrup is as easy as making tea. A shrub is, it's about as easy as making craft dinner. It's anybody who likes to cook is going to enjoy making mocktails. And I think that's where a really cool paradigm shift is happening, where we open the fridge and we think, what can I make with what kind of snack can I make? But also, what kind of drink can I make? So
that's a really cool way to think about it.
Yeah.
So why is educating people about, trying something new when it comes to what they're drinking important to you?
Again, I think to help people find that sense of play, to help give them the tools that they need to access flavor from anything in their fridge or their spice cupboard. So how to make a simple syrup. All of a sudden, I've made simple syrup out of arugula before. You can turn anything into a liquid flavor once you get just a few simple techniques down. So I find that part really exciting. Yes, the economy side of it is super interesting. I'm a player in that game too. But ultimately, I'm a kitchen witch. And I want to share that with people.
I love that.
I do too. And I think because Lauren and I have different experiences when it comes to mocktails. Lauren was on the mocktail train long before I was, and as I'm getting more into it, I moderate, right? Like I'll have an alcoholic drink and then I'll have a mocktail, and some nights it's all mocktails, some nights it's all alcoholic drinks. Yeah. What has your experience been when it comes to people talking about moderation and fitting it in to their drinking habits?
My experience is that if the mocktail is good enough, everybody's going to want one. So, people are genuinely curious. This is not just for non-drinkers anymore. It's certainly not just for alcoholics anymore, This is, bridge drinks are increasingly becoming a thing. I think it's also becoming more taboo to public drunkenness. So moderation is becoming the norm. Absolutely.
And all the things that all the things you bring to cocktails, you can bring the stuff from mocktails to cocktails. Like they kind of do interchange. Like a simple syrup is a popular ingredient in a lot of cocktails.
Anybody who's going to try to get better at mocktails is automatically going to be a better bartender. Because they're not just reaching to that back bar and grabbing booze and mixing it together. They're
a la Tom Cruise, right? Just right, that was in Cocktail? Is that what that show is? Yeah. We'll do a remake called Mocktail. Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be a really funny movie.
We love that.
Yeah,
maybe that's our next interview is we'll just recreate that.
Yeah, that sounds like I'm for that. Yeah.
Who gets to be Tom Cruise?
I think you.
I think you. This is really good. Yeah. Thank you.
It is good. Yes. Thank you so much.
Cheers and happy holidays.
Yeah.
Cheers.